Hello everyone, and welcome back. Went up this morning and got some fence posts for some of these gate areas, and now I'm finally starting to put some in, and looks like there's rain coming. Every day some thunderstorms come through. Maybe it'll miss us, but I don't think this is going to. I don't think it's going to last real long. But I think I'll let this cloud blow through, otherwise I'm going to dig a hole all the way down and it's just going to be full of water. I brought the chicken waterer outside this morning because the little birds won't come out. There was one out this morning only. That's the first chicken. Now 2 of the 3 turkeys are out. But those little birds, if they want water, they're going to have to venture out here. It is really blowing out there, and hail, that's not good. And here we are 30 minutes later. Back part of the garden looks like a lake. I have to go to my weather station up there. It's not recording the rain correctly. When this rain all went through, it said we only had 2/10 of an inch, and then the rain stopped and the sun comes out and it's still going up. Now it's at 5/10, and we got at least a 1/2 inch of rain in that little bit there. I think I'm going to grab a ladder and check that out. Must be some dirt in there. It had some dirt or some debris or whatever clogging that little hole up there where it goes down the funnel. So it was like 3/4 of the way full of water, slowly dripping down in there. Looks like more dark clouds coming, but they're a little bit more to the south, so maybe it'll miss us. It was 77 degrees, 77.7. It rained and it dropped down to 58.9, and now it was back up to 73. The hail didn't seem to hurt anything in the garden. I bet the corn is loving this. Hot and humid, then rain, and now back to, it's getting warmer than 73, and it's back to humid. It's still such a wet year. I'm pushing this back a little bit because this fence line here has to change. My idea of this being one pasture and this being one, it isn't working out the way I wanted it to. So right here is the corner of my winter area. I did come out and put one more post in, and it was pretty wet after that rain. And then I was going to go straight down here. I've got all these, what is it, seven posts that I put in. And then this was going to be one, and then I wanted to make a smaller one here, but I wanted to go into the woods some and cut over, and that's not going to work. I was going to go somewhere in this area and then cut straight back and then go over. So then this would be a pasture area. Then there's the area that's behind the winter area, and that runs all the way over to the back of the workshop building. But all of this here, these are all bracken ferns, and they are poisonous to cows. So they can eat some, but they can't eat that many, and it's it's cumulative. And once they get too much of them, it's like something makes their bone marrow bleed or something, I don't know. And it's deadly. So I'm going to cut these out. I mean, there'll be a few along the edge, I'm not worried about that. And I might be looking into this farther than what I think. Somebody's going to message and let me know, but everything I read says you don't want, they only will eat this when they're like, everything is scarce for them. But that's a chance that I don't want to take. So what I'm going to do anyway, we're going to pull that fence out, and like we talked earlier, there's already that fence that's over there that has the woven squares and stuff, which I need to clean up and run electric. Anyway, I just came straight off of that line, as straight as I could, and put in this post so that when I put a gate here, eventually we can pasture this big side off if we want into pieces, and they can go into there, but we're not concentrating on that this year. We're not going to need that this year. So I will run this fence all the way through, and then right there where I cut it, go back with the fence, and then all the way along against where I was just clearing with the tractor. I did that so I could get a straight shot going to that back post. And then I'll just tear these out, put these over there. And instead of being these all being separate, this will be a big area. Because otherwise, cutting it off in the woods, this has just got to be a tiny little area. Cows are going to eat that up in a day. So it seems like a total waste of time to do all these gates. Just make this one bigger one here. And then we can section this off if we want to, but I don't think that we will. And the reason why we section it off into different paddocks is so your cows go in there for a few days or a day or whatever, and they eat, depending on how small it is, and you want to pull them out when that grass is still has some length to it. It's not right against the ground. Move it off to the next one, let them eat that, and just kind of keep grazing them, and then bring them back to this one when it's had time to grow some. So this one here will go from the back of the workshop building all the way over, come here, and instead of cutting off here, it'll just go over to here. It'll add this little bit into it. So I have the gate going in right here. That will get them from the winter area or the main area into this big pasture if we decide to do this. This one I can completely eliminate and just go across and back. And if we want them to go into this area and everything, we just open the big gate right there. Beauty, what are you doing? Huh? Are you fighting off the mosquitoes too, huh? I'll probably just put a wooden post right here, and I've got wood right there. Do a wood railing up to here, which will also help support that. And then put the gate latch on this side, and then do electric, because otherwise I'm going to be, have a little section of electric here, and then electric there. Well, then I got to dig a wire underground and come up to carry the electric from there through here. Unless I were to put an electric over the gate, but I don't want to do that. Well, we've had another batch of rain move through. The stronger stuff has already went through. Now it's just raining. I think that corn grew about 2 inches today. That hot, humid, and then the rain, and hot, humid, and then more rain. It's chilly out right now. It's like 61 or something compared to what it was. It's about 8:30 at night. Good morning, everybody. I'm just out here running fence posts. I left this opening real big, and I'll just have like the electric fence type gate where it has the spring loaded clicker on it, so I can easily get in and out to pull stuff out of there. Eventually I might clear, there's a couple trees I can clear back there so that I can drive around from the front field and just do a loop through here. But that's not going to happen right now. For right now, when I do this, I'm going to run the fence line on this side of the fifth wheel just to get around it. But eventually, I'd like to back the fifth wheel in here because it's kind of protected. And it's out of the way completely. But right now, things are too wet. That fifth wheel weighs so much, it would just sink right in. I mean, everywhere I drive with the tractor and everything this year, it just sinks right down in. So yeah, I know that that fifth wheel weighs more than that tractor. You can see right here, just from pushing that brush over yesterday, I mean, there was no weight on the tractor, on the bucket. I was just pushing, it just sinks right in. Once we start using this fence, and if we like the layout, then I'll probably come in and put wooden corner posts in. Be much stronger. But the last thing I want to do is be putting those in and then have to move it, because whatever we're thinking right now doesn't work quite right. after 7 o'clock now. Nice day. I mean, warm today, but nice finally. I brought the posts over so far, even with the end of the building, and then I was thinking maybe we just want to come up to here because it'll attach on that side of the building because the cows will come in there to get milked, and then just come here and go out so we don't have to go into the pasture to get into the back window. But then when I brought Melissa around and showed her, and she said just go off the end of the building, so we don't use that door that much, but it's easier for me to go off the end of the building. But I was thinking, I don't know what I was thinking. But anyway, I went ahead to move my lumber pile, but I'll have to move that. I got to move that truck. And then the old deer stand over there, I'll have to push that over with the tractor and get rid of it because that'll be inside the pasture, and if the cows, you know, they're going to rub against it and eventually it's going to tip over, I would imagine. I'd like to just torch it, but it would burn my tree, so I'll get that done. And then I can just run. That's the original way I was going to run the fence, was off the end of the building here. It was just today I was started to scratch my head thinking, do we really want to do that? But we will. I put the battery charger on this earlier. See if she fires up. I haven't started this in a long time. Not yet. My battery might be bad in there. It said it was full, but no reason to take the keys out of your truck if it doesn't start. I'll just leave that on there. I don't know. I wonder. Let's see. Engine start. 85 seconds, 84. I'll just let that sit here and charge, but at least I got it moved out of the way. Tomorrow morning, we're heading to Aiken, Brandon and I. Jeff Ryan dropped off his trailer a couple days ago, and we're going to get probably the last load from there. She has a bunch of metal. She says it's like 25 pieces. Some of them were shorter. Anyway, I said I'd take it all. 19 days from now, they leave for Pennsylvania, and they're not coming back. So I need to go get that. Some cement blocks that are coming, that came with the greenhouse, and a whole bunch of stuff for electric fencing. All the insulators. And so I'm going to pull this out and get the trailer hooked up. I hate hooking up the trailer in the morning. I'd like it when it's done at night. Everything's ready for tomorrow morning. You going with, big boy? Nope. It's 7 o'clock the next night. I haven't filmed anything today until now. Brandon and I went to Aiken and I really did a good score this time. I got 24 pieces of 16-foot corrugated metal and 12 pieces of 12-foot corrugated metal. I got 4 gates, a 12-footer, a 6-footer, and 2 4-footers. I got a whole bunch of stuff for the electric fence, all different kinds of insulators and all these spring-loaded gate handles. And we also brought home 24 cinder blocks. I just went and put them, I've got a pile where I put stuff like that, rocks that we find. So we dumped that off right away. And then I got back here and then Brandon started mowing the grass and I had to go up and get some fuel because we were out in the cans. And then this afternoon I came and put these 2 posts in so I can have a 4-foot gate right here. And then I left it away from the house so I can slip in between there, but cows can't get out. So if I don't have to really open the gate, I can just slip through here. So yeah, that'll be nice. Milk the cows, come out of the gate, walk straight over here. I'll put the little landing and steps up here so we can bring it directly up and into the guest house here. Because that's where the milk fridge, the milk cooler thing is going to be. So we don't got to run it all the way up to the house. But it ended up being kind of a long day. I'm about a little more than a third done with the video that I wanted to get up by tomorrow night. I don't think I'll get it done. Tomorrow morning I got to leave again. I'll be gone most of the day. It's really nice today though. It got up to 76 or 77. It was humid but nice, just not cold. And then we got our electric bill and Melissa looked at it and usually it runs about 300. This time of year it might drop to 280 or 290. And this month it was up to 400, which is weird because we have the air conditioner going now, but we haven't had to run it at all. So the only thing that's been running a lot the last month that doesn't usually run is the sump pump. And for a while it was going off like every minute. Now it's down to about every 3 minutes. And before I switched it out, this one, it surges way up and then it runs at about 600 watts. Well, I was running the bigger one before that, so I'm sure that was 800 or 900 watts, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's got to be what has upped it. So I went ahead and hooked that up, and then I've got a fan that runs down there that runs at about 132 watts. And it's just blowing it around down there because everything was damp. So I run it 24 hours a day. So I hooked up the solar panel to the battery bank down there and then hooked up the sump pump to the battery bank and the fan. And we'll just see how that works. That's a pretty big system downstairs, so it should easily keep up as long as we have some sunny days. And by running the water out here, the little chickens, see there's 2 of them over there, are out here now. So I've seen all of them have come out and drank water. All 3 turkeys were out. They're all, 2 of them are out right now. All the old chickens are in there roosting already. And I'm not sure if it was in this video or the last video. I had lost one of them, black chicken, one of my real old ones. And then I had a brown one that was even older than that black one. And it looked sick out there. Anyway, it did pass away. So, anyway, on my Facebook, my personal Facebook today, you know how your memories pop up? And 9 years ago today, I was just letting those chickens into the outside coop at the hobby farmhouse, the one that I built and painted it all red and everything, and they were running and jumping around, and she was in that batch. So she was over 9 years old. I think that's about how long chickens make at 9 or 10 years. She had a good life. Well, I'm going to go in there and edit for a while and take a shower and come back at this tomorrow afternoon. Well, it's the evening of the next day. I was gone all day. I got home maybe a half hour ago. Got home, ran inside. I was up later last night editing on a video, and then this morning got up and finished watching it. I started the render. Had to leave. And then got home tonight and uploaded it. I usually try to get them at 5 o'clock in the evening, and I didn't get it till 5:15 this time. So it's 81 degrees right now, real nice. And I thought I'd come out here and get these chickens and stuff some fresh water. Doesn't take them long to get it dirty when you got the ducks and stuff going in there. These turkeys want some green grass. It's so funny with the chickens. Like, I just put that water in there and I wash that thing out. So there's a pile of dirty water, muddy water. And this is going to overflow and it's going to fill with water here and going to go all the way over there with water. And those chickens will sit there and drink that dirty water instead of going for the real nice clean stuff. Man, those ducks are big. I think as a meat bird, with such a short turnaround time and the size on those, I always thought Muscovy ducks would be the best, but these here, what are they, Swedish blues or something? And then I was reading about them. I think both of them that we have here are males. And I was reading about them, and they're just a medium-sized duck, they're considered. But with these males, I'm wondering if they will mate with my Muscovies, because Muscovies are such good mothers. They just sit on those eggs. Just let them hatch them out. Those poor little baby chickens. The older chickens still peck at them. They didn't really have a hard time getting in here though. Like sometimes it's a lot more brutal than what it was for them. The other day I ran it in the pool, took it out of the pool. This is 2 days ago, and went through the whole entire day and totally forgot to shut off this hose. So it ran in the yard here for the whole entire day. That would have upped the electric bill as many times as the pump would have had to go off. It's funny, the year that we bought this place was a wet year like this year. What was that, 6 years ago? And right now would have been the time, because we closed in October or September. So now would have been the time when we were looking at it and we got to come out and mow stuff first, and I had to do some repairs on it. Anyway, like all of these raspberry bushes and grass, none of this was mowed. All of the grass was over the top of my head like this, all the way through until we mowed it. I don't know if you guys can remember back, there was one of those speckled alder trees right here. There was one back there that I finally pushed. That first winter it was there, and then I finally pushed it out of there. Yeah, it was all like this. I mean, all raspberries. Melissa still complains that I cut down all of her raspberry bushes, even though we get buckets of raspberries. You can see what I mean when I clean out the pool, how the water runs and everybody has to play in it. Everybody doing okay in here? You guys should get out there and... Oh, you're out of food. That's why. I see. See, you ducks are laying me eggs. 4 eggs today, huh? Duck eggs. What do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4 chicken eggs. I'm telling you, with that many birds and not letting them free range yet, they really go through the feed. Get back in there. What are you two? Get in there. I think next week I should be able to, maybe this weekend, look at them chase after the little ones. I think I'll open it up and let them free range and see what happens. I was going to wait and come out with the egg basket, but if I forget, you don't want to leave eggs in the coop too long when it's 80 degrees outside. When it's colder out, you can collect them every 3 days, but not now. I'm finally getting in here a couple times with the tiller. The worst part was when it rained so hard and it sat over here and pooled, everything gets so compacted when I come in with the hoe, it's even hard to get it all up. So I've just been running through the rows like this, and then I just take the hoe and clean up in between the rows. I mean, even yesterday the soil was still wet. There were still spots over here right now that were a little bit damp. I mean, no sitting water. But you know how you can tell that dark color on top? Getting it tilled like this also, if it rains, the rain can soak in instead of sitting on top. I got 4 chicken eggs and 4 duck eggs today. Oh, wow.
How about a pond?
Liv, look at how clean the pool is, though. Poor chickens. Come back here, they're all drowned because of me. We probably should have cut this. And
Really got open flowers.
yeah, they do.
Just tiny flowers.
But you said they get tiny berries, right?
Yeah.
And what are these?
Elderberries.
Elderberries.
They're red.
Yeah.
The berries in the tree are red.
The service berries? I always check this to make sure no birds are getting at them. Oh, look at that. We're getting some color. Last year, that one year, we ate one that it was still super sour. But it was still sour even when it was red, but...
Those aren't ready.
No. Look at all of them. Wow. I don't even feel like, I'm still sick of picking them from last year. You know what I mean? Good morning, everybody. It's supposed to get to 85 degrees today, and last weekend when we came out to the fish house and I just fired this up because all I have it on is a 15 amp circuit, and this would not, it wouldn't run. I'd have to have it on choke, and then when we turned on the air conditioner, it wouldn't do it. So I was thinking maybe there was some junk in here, but it looks pretty dang clean. But I think I'm going to spray some carburetor cleaner up in there, and then I'll check. I don't know where the fuel filter is on this. It's got to have one, but yeah, it just would. It would quit. I mean, it rained out real hard and stuff, but I had a sled over the top of it, so I had to go put bug spray on though because the bugs are so bad. I let that run for about 20 minutes and it ran absolutely fine. I was looking for my adapter, so instead of hooking it to the 20 amp, I could hook it to the 30 amp, the camper. And then as I'm walking up here, it starts to do that, and now it'll run on part choke, but when I push the choke in, then it gets really bad. So I don't know if there's got to be junk in there somewhere. I took everything apart trying to find a fuel filter, and there really isn't one. There's a thing that sticks up inside the gas tank, and then there's a filter when you pour it in, and then it goes through and there's a shut off, And then there's a thing on the bottom that was just aluminum, and it was kind of like a little aluminum bowl. I mean, there was a little bit of dust in that. So anyway, I took all that apart, cleaned it, put it back in, took the bowl off the bottom of the carburetor, and there was already just a little bit of dusty stuff in there, but that could have been just from when I took it out before. So then I took the needle out and everything and sprayed in there, put it back together, and then I had pumped up out all the old gas and put in all new gas, but that gas, it would have been fine. I just put it in about a week ago, but now we got it hooked up to 30 amp. It's running good right now, but I just started it. Let's see what happens. Here we go. It says it's 84 in here right now. I'm just going to let that run for, I don't know, half hour, an hour. We'll just see what happens. Everything seems to be working really good now. I just plugged it back into grid power because I turned off the air conditioner. I just do that to keep the batteries charged up in there. I decided I'm going to drive up to Woody's feed, or whatever the name of that place is. I need to get 4 more of those round fence posts. Might as well get them right now. Well, I went to the feed store and got 4 posts. Went to the liquor store, got some beer. Stopped and filled up with fuel because I was getting pretty low. And now I'm heading home. Okay everyone, well thanks a lot for watching. I'm going to end this one now. I'm just looking at it, my SD card holds 9 hours and 1 minute of footage, and I'm down to 2 hours and 29 minutes left. I don't even know what I did in this one. I put in some fence posts, I weeded the garden. I don't know, I guess I'll find out when I'm editing. Tomorrow now it's supposed to be warm again, which is awesome, but it's also supposed to rain. I don't know if it's going to be thunderstorms or what, but believe it or not, the garden it needs to be weeded more. and it could use some water. If it's not raining tomorrow, I'll probably put in some more of the wooden posts, and then it's time to start running the electric fence wire. I've got that 1/2 mile roll in my truck, so continue on this project. All the bare spots are filling in. I'll see you guys on the next video.